Hello, students. In this video, we'll be diving into the components and functioning of ecosystems, food chains, and food webs, as well as examining how energy flows through these systems. We'll also touch on the impact of human activities on the environment, with a focus on waste management and the pressing issue of ozone depletion. Let's start by understanding what an ecosystem is. An ecosystem is a dynamic system that includes all living organisms, such as plants, animals, and microorganisms, as well as their physical environment, including air, water, and soil. These components interact in various ways, forming a complex web of relationships. Within an ecosystem, energy flows from one organism to another, primarily through food chains, while nutrients are recycled to sustain life. Ecosystems are self-sustaining units, meaning they can operate independently as long as there is a continuous input of energy, usually from the sun. Ecosystems can be found in many forms, from forests and grasslands to ponds and oceans. These can be further classified into terrestrial ecosystems, like forests and deserts, and aquatic ecosystems, such as rivers, lakes, and seas. One of the key elements in any ecosystem is the food chain, which illustrates the flow of energy and nutrients from one organism to another. A food chain typically starts with producers. This energy is then passed on to primary consumers, or herbivores, which eat the producers. Next, secondary consumers, or carnivores, consume the herbivores, and tertiary consumers feed on the secondary consumers. Each step in the food chain represents a trophic level. Energy is transferred from one trophic level to the next, but not all the energy is passed on. In fact, a significant portion is lost as heat during metabolic processes. This loss of energy at each trophic level is a key reason why food chains rarely exceed 4 or 5 levels. There simply isn't enough energy to support additional levels. Now let's delve into the concept of the 10% law, which is crucial for understanding energy transfer in ecosystems. This law states that only about 10% of the energy available at one trophic level is transferred to the next level. For example, if plants capture a certain amount of solar energy, only about 10% of that energy is passed on to the herbivores that eat them. The remaining 90% is used by the plants for their metabolic processes or lost as heat. As energy moves up the food chain, it diminishes, which limits the number of trophic levels an ecosystem can support. But ecosystems are not as simple as a single linear food chain. In reality, organisms often participate in multiple food chains, forming a complex food web. A food web better represents the diversity of feeding relationships within an ecosystem, showing how interconnected and interdependent the organisms are. In a food web, changes in the population of one species can have ripple effects throughout the entire ecosystem. Energy flow is a one-way street in ecosystems. It enters as sunlight, is converted into chemical energy by producers, and then flows through the food chain. However, the materials, such as carbon and nitrogen, are recycled. When organisms die, decomposers like bacteria and fungi break down their bodies, releasing nutrients back into the environment. These nutrients are then taken up by plants, completing the cycle. Human activities, however, have significantly impacted these natural processes. One major issue is the accumulation of harmful chemicals in food chains, a phenomenon known as bioaccumulation and biomagnification. Bioaccumulation occurs when an organism absorbs a toxic substance at a rate faster than it can eliminate it. When these substances are passed up the food chain, their concentration increases, leading to biomagnification. For instance, if small fish in a polluted water body absorb mercury, this mercury accumulates in their tissues. When larger fish eat many of these smaller fish, the mercury concentration increases. By the time humans consume these larger fish, the mercury levels can be dangerously high, posing serious health risks. Another critical issue is the depletion of the ozone layer. The ozone layer, located in the stratosphere, protects life on Earth by absorbing harmful ultraviolet (UV) radiation from the sun. However, human-made chemicals, particularly chlorofluorocarbons, CFCs, have been breaking down ozone molecules, leading to thinning of the ozone layer. This depletion allows more UV radiation to reach the Earth's surface, increasing the risk of skin cancer, cataracts, and other health issues, as well as harming ecosystems, particularly marine life and crops. Lastly, waste management is a significant environmental challenge. As human populations and consumption levels have risen, so has the amount of waste we produce. Proper waste management is crucial for preventing pollution and protecting public health. This involves various methods, including recycling, composting, incineration, and landfilling. Recycling helps reduce the amount of waste that ends up in landfills, conserves natural resources, and reduces pollution. Composting turns organic waste into valuable compost that can enrich soil. Incineration reduces the volume of waste and can generate energy, though it must be carefully managed to avoid air pollution. Landfills, while necessary for non-recyclable waste, must be properly designed to prevent contamination of soil and water. In conclusion, our environment is a complex and interconnected system where energy flows and materials are recycled. Human activities, however, have introduced challenges that disrupt these natural processes. Understanding ecosystems, food chains, and the impact of human actions is crucial for managing our environment sustainably. Now, here's a question for you to test your knowledge. What is the term used to describe the complex network of feeding relationships among organisms within an ecosystem? Please share your answer in the comments. The complete curriculum for Class 10 is available on our channel. Check out all the links provided in the description below. Please make sure to like, share, and comment for more such videos.